You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
Happening today, the federal government will open a disaster loan outreach center in Holmes Beach. How it'll help businesses that lost money from red tide.
That's just sick. Sick.
And it's a school test that's got parents worried. We'll tell you why it's so controversial.
And now the Academy will not be handing out the award for popular film, at least not this year. We'll tell you why. Those stories plus your Friday forecast next on Good Morning Suncoast. And good morning, folks. Glad you're with us. 5 o'clock, I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us on this Friday morning. Over to John Scalzi. What is our weekend shaping up to look like?
What do you think it might be?
Rain.
Yeah. Yes!
Sun.
Yes, rain! At least today. Today and tomorrow. Then we got some changes coming up as we head into the second half of the weekend. Some significant changes, actually, which we're going to be talking about in detail. Covering this morning's weather, though, we've got some scattered showers over on the other coast. Things pretty quiet in our neck of the woods. We have an upper level low that's spinning around. You can almost see that kind of spin in the clouds going on here. Nothing tropical, not to worry, but it will enhance our rainfall chances this afternoon. Give us a little bit better coverage. Maybe start the showers a little earlier than yesterday. Temperatures across the region, mid-70s in inland areas, upper 70s along the coastline, and again today, an excellent chance for about a 60% chance of afternoon storms. Talk all about that weekend forecast and take a look at the tropics too. Very important. Coming up in just a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Checking traffic first off. A couple of buildups there on State Road 64, both westbound on either side of the interstate. You can see them right there, the top right corner of your screen. Otherwise clear in Manatee County. Let's go farther south. Now here's the northern half of Sarasota County. So far so good in that section. We'll scroll down to the lower half of our viewing area. I see one little tiny blip there just above the word Venice. I don't think it's a major delay though. Shouldn't slow you down. 5:02 on your Friday morning.
Well, red tide has been tough on folks wanting to get to the beach, go on vacation, or just avoid that smell. But for business owners in the area, it's been really tough on their bottom line.
That's why a new help center opens today in Manatee County. Marla Spence is live from Holmes Beach with a preview of that. Marla?
Yeah, guys, many businesses here on the Suncoast just could not catch a break during red tide. As you can imagine, many waterfront restaurants and also water sports shops were impacted extremely by red tide. But now there is help on the way for those small businesses. Today, the Manatee County government and the U.S. Small Business Administration is setting up a loan outreach center to help with those Suncoast businesses that's been impacted by red tide and who've lost money since this season of red tide. Now, representatives will be on hand to provide information about disaster loans and also answer questions for business owners. Now this morning, the temporary center at the Island Branch Library in Holmes Beach will be accepting those business owners. It will operate from the library from now on until further notice. Now today is the first day of operation. The center will open at 11 o'clock this morning, but other weekday hours in the future from Monday through Friday will be from 9 in the morning to 6 at night. And then the center will also be open on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 2 in the afternoon. So far there is no appointments necessary for any business owners to come out and get help if they need some help and relief from red tide and the loss that they have experienced due to the toxic algae bloom. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you so much, Marla. And as a reminder, you can find all of our coverage on all of the red tide, as well as get some of the answers to some of your most asked questions. Just head online to mysuncoast.com.
Well, after hours of public input last night, Sarasota's City Commission approved the Bayfront's final master plan. The plan includes pedestrian bridges, a waterfront promenade, and a restaurant. It keeps the Van Wezel, but knocks down the former Gee Whiz Museum. The total cost could be as high as $400 million. There's an artist rendering right there for you. Yeah, so who will pay for all this? Well, that's one concern of at least one business owner.
It's a beautiful plan. Lots of trees, I love that. Not giving away lots of land to a developer, I love that. But how are we going to pay for it? You know, what's going to happen to our taxes? Those questions should be answered first.
It's a historical building of sorts, but it has a lot of issues and a lot of problems, and ultimately it hasn't been included in the final product, and the final product is something that has been weighed in on by thousands, tens of thousands of residents.
He was referring to the former Gee Whiz Museum, by the way. The total plan could take more than 20 years to build. A developing story out of Mexico this morning as investigators found a mass grave including 166 bodies. The Attorney General of Veracruz said the mass grave was found after a tip came in. The search led to 200 pieces of clothing, 144 IDs and personal belongings. Investigators say that the evidence shows the deaths may have occurred a couple of years ago. It has not been confirmed that these findings are linked to any drug cartels in that area.
Well, here's a strange piece of trivia. Did you know that eating dog and cat meat is still legal in 44 states? Well, Florida may not be one of them anymore. Congressman Vern Buchanan introduced a revised bill this week to ban eating dog and cat meat. The original version of this ban was included in a farm bill that got stuck in committee. Now, Buchanan's revised version includes raising the fine if you get caught to $5,000, but removing the possibility of jail time. In a statement, Buchanan says he believes the practice should be outlawed completely.
This morning, a Brazilian presidential candidate is in the hospital after he was stabbed during a campaign rally. Jair Bolsonaro was being led through a crowd on the shoulders of supporters when somebody suddenly stabbed him. The 63-year-old underwent surgery for injuries to his intestines and is expected to recover. Police arrested the suspect. Now, he is a front runner for the election next month in that country.
Well, a car chase ended with a deadly accident in Bradenton. It all happened around 8 o'clock last night, about 10 blocks away from Lecom Park. ABC7 viewers sent us these videos and pictures you're about to see of the accident. In just a second, we're able to see the car that was actually wrapped around the tree. According to witnesses, this car crashed into the tree during a police chase. According to the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, both the driver and the passenger were killed. Deputies say they're still investigating this morning, and they haven't released the names of those involved just yet.
A Charlotte County Sheriff's deputy resigned after it turned out he began a relationship 17 years ago with a 16-year-old girl. They eventually got married and had children, but allegations include that Ruben Gonzalez was on duty having sex with the then teenager. He was also married at the time. But the fact it began when she was underage was enough to launch an internal investigation by the Sheriff's Office. The state attorney's office determined it's too long ago to press any charges.
Well, it is not the first time this week. Yet another flight where multiple passengers get sick. This time, a flight landing at a Philadelphia airport. Now, officials say 12 passengers arriving from Paris and Munich experienced flu-like symptoms yesterday. Now, all 250 passengers and the crew were held for a medical review. The CDC is now involved in investigating. Now, that comes just one day after that flight from Dubai had to be quarantined when it arrived at New York's JFK airport. Over 200 people on that flight reported feeling sick in that case. Now, so far, results in that case have only come back positive for the flu and common colds.
Looking ahead to the weekend, the Wildlife Center of Venice, along with the Peace River Wildlife Center, is offering free rescue training classes. It's to teach volunteers how to rescue wildlife and transport them safely to centers. It's tomorrow from 10 a.m. till noon at Cedar Point Park in Englewood.
Well, were you ready for some football? Millions were last night as they tuned into the kickoff of the NFL season opener. Kind of a sloppy game, really, after the Eagles, who celebrated one of the biggest Super Bowl upsets last year, started the night by hanging the first Super Bowl banner in their franchise history. They took on the Atlanta Falcons, but as you can see with this massive amount of rain, the game itself got off to a late start, almost an hour delay just due to lightning. In the end, the Eagles did pull off the win, but just barely at 18-12.
Yeah, last play of the game, I understand.
Yeah, it came down to the wire.
Wow.
Yeah. But football is back.
I know it.
Yes.
I know it. I love it. 5:09 still ahead of Good Morning Suncoast. A teacher in Ohio has been suspended. The controversial school test that some parents are calling sick.
And later in the hour, the first of many insurance claims in the aftermath of those massive California wildfires are now starting to come in. We'll tell you just how far into the millions those claims have gone so far.
It is 5:09 on your Friday morning. John Scalzi has details of chance of some rain showers this morning at the bus stop, John.
No, I don't think so. Sorry, not this morning. We're looking at rain this afternoon, though.
You
just
tricked
like
me.
What?
You tricked me.
I'm sorry. Just like yesterday, the showers and thunderstorms will come on a little later in the afternoon. Low rain chance actually this morning with pretty quiet conditions across the Suncoast. Upper 80s as you head home this evening under rain-cooled air, and there are no issues with any of the Sarasota airport hubs, according to the FAA. Forecast in a minute.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
From the moment she walked in the door, we stopped having to go to the pharmacy. Certain prescriptions, my health plan or the pharmacy wasn't even able to get here. And hospice provided them, and all we had to do was call up, and the next thing they know, there was another, a delivery.
Clogged pores are disgusting. Introducing DermaSuction, the easy way to suck that yuck out of your pores. DermaSuction removes blackheads and dirt from your pores. Just look at everything it extracts. The secret's the gentle vacuum action. Watch as DermaSuction extracts so much yuck, leaving your skin feeling clean and youthful.
The gunk that had been pulled out, I was pretty horrified, but better in the DermaSuction than on my face.
It's almost addictive because you can see all this stuff coming out of your skin that you don't even really know is there.
Call now to order your DermaSuction for just $19.99. We'll also include our small and large body probes, the Sonic Microdermabrasion probe, and the handy travel case, all absolutely free. Order now and you can double the offer. Just pay a separate fee. You can get all this, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-213-9301. That's 1-800-213-9301. Or visit dermasuction.com. So call 1-800-213-9301 now.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
Failing New York Times has an anonymous editorial. Can you believe it? Anonymous, meaning gutless. A gutless editorial. We're doing a great job. The poll numbers are through the roof. Our poll numbers are great.
Who says they're going behind the president's back to protect the country from the president? I'm Alan Cohn. We do all our talking out in the open at the trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
At Boys and Girls Clubs, it's not just about trying new things.
Tanya, come here.
Learning the right steps.
2, 3, 4.
Or making contact. It's not just about exploring the future. It's about helping them build it. It's about making the connection. It's about proving every kid and teen who enters our doors has what it takes. Great futures start here.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
74-degree air temperature. We have a dew point value of the same, 74. That gives us 100% relative humidity and feels kind of humid out there. You probably noticed your car kind of fogging up on the windshield this morning as you head out. Condensation occurring, especially if you run the air conditioner, and that is because of that high dew point value. We'll see that dew point value lead to some showers again this afternoon, a very similar pattern to what we saw yesterday. Most of the day kind of sunny and nice, and we'll see temperatures that'll climb up to near 90. And then boom, showers and thunderstorms will start as skies darken to the east of us, and those clouds begin to build into thunderstorms that drift out to the west into the Gulf waters as we head into the evening period. And then everything kind of quiets down as we head into the overnight. So lots of showers ringing the state of Florida currently. We have some showers now, including areas that were associated with Gordon, now kind of just a diffuse, broad area of low pressure producing Arkansas showers, and showers kind of from the Ohio Valley all the way back toward Texas. That's a frontal boundary that'll pick up what's left of Gordon and sweep it on out of here. For us, we have a big ridge of high pressure, again providing us with that easterly wind. You can tell by the direction of motion of those echoes from the Atlantic that we have that east wind pattern again this afternoon. We'll see the showers kind of move into inland areas, then a time of maximum heating, move toward Gulf waters where a sea breeze will meet them, and they'll explode into showers and thunderstorms. That pattern, which we have had most of the week, is about to change. What we'll notice is this broad area of low pressure in the upper atmosphere, this kind of spin in the atmosphere, will help to induce more showers around today. That's going to move out into the Gulf waters and kind of just meander out there, increasing our rain chances today. High pressure will sink a little bit further to the south. We'll get perhaps a southeasterly wind flow. But over the weekend, something significant will happen. That low will disappear, the high will sink south, and our winds will start to turn in a more westerly direction. As that happens, we'll watch the showers and thunderstorms, which all lined up along our coastline most of the week, kind of move toward the other coast and favor that location for afternoon storms. That means we dry out a little bit in the afternoon. We will get showers through the weekend, but they will come in the late morning and early afternoon, followed by their motion toward the other coast, leaving us fairly dry. That will happen particularly starting on Sunday. Saturday, kind of a transition day. So good rain chances today. The southwest wind kind of returns on Sunday, and we continue to watch the tropics. The tropics now has 3 systems that we are going to monitor. All 3 of those systems have excellent chances of strengthening. Florence, a tropical storm, forecast to strengthen once again into a major hurricane as it possibly nears the United States coastline next week. We're going to watch that storm very carefully. We also have 2 tropical waves coming off Africa. Neither of them have been named yet. Helene will be the next name. Isaac will follow. Both of those storms have a chance of developing. It's possible we could have 3 hurricanes in the Atlantic when I see you on Monday. Those storms will take a more southern track. So again, these 2 waves are what we'll have to watch. 90% chance of developing over the next few days or 5 days. So again, tropics heating up nicely. Florence, now a tropical storm on a path that will take it westward. As it does that, it increases in intensity, and the east coast of the United States has to watch it very, very carefully. So we look at an east wind coming in over the course of today at about 10 knots, and the forecast for the weekend looks good. We'll have about a 91 for a daytime high today and tomorrow, 50 to 60% chance of showers both days. Rain chances go down on Sunday and stay down for a couple of days as we develop that more westerly wind. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Let's take a look outside and check your first alert traffic out there this morning. So far in Manatee County, no real delays or congestion at all. Running pretty smooth at this hour. Heading a little bit farther south into the top half of Sarasota County, those roads are also looking pretty decent. Just a little glitch right there on Bee Ridge if you're heading towards 75, but really nothing to be worried about. Little delays on Clark Road too as well. Now if you're going to be heading farther south in the next half hour or so, 75 and 41 are still running pretty smooth at this hour. It's 5:18. That's your first alert traffic. Well, a teacher in Ohio has been suspended over a school test that some parents are calling sick. Now, it has to do with a moral foundations test that had a question on it about incest. Reporter Jackie Arazo has the story.
This is the website the Bradley English High School teacher is accused of giving her students. It's called the Moral Foundations Test. It's a free online quiz to rank your morals and political leaning. 36 questions in all. The majority of the questions aren't bad. Like this one, quote, a man sets up an unlicensed medical practice but makes all of his customers sign a contract acknowledging that he is not a licensed physician. But other questions were disturbing for some parents. I read one out loud to this mom.
Using both a condom and the pill, a brother and a sister decide that they want to...
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, no. I absolutely would not want my college son, no.
Other parents were disgusted by the moral test.
A man orders a custom-built sex doll designed to look just like his niece.
That's just sick. Sick.
This outrage went straight to district leaders.
I would be concerned about that. What was the motivation behind something like that? I'd want to understand that.
The district issuing this statement saying in part, quote, last night we were made aware of a classroom activity that should never have taken place. We absolutely share the outrage of our parents and community. The district says this was an isolated incident and this activity would never be considered acceptable. Parents just hope the district gets to the bottom of this.
It's a good school. I think they have a great principal.
Now, the school district is conducting an internal investigation into the incident and just trying to figure out exactly where that test came from. As a parent, I got a lot of questions about that test.
Yeah, that teacher didn't think that one through very well.
No. All right, still to come on Good Morning Suncoast. Could a mirror change the way that you work out? Well, it could. We'll explain.
Who works out these? Who works out?
Me.
All right. And next half hour, students in Detroit are having problems with water in the schools. We'll tell you how some good Samaritans stepped in to help. It is 5:20 right now. Show you live shots around the world right now. Here's one from the capital of Georgia.
And there it is, Atlanta, Georgia, Ray's favorite Ferris wheel. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast right now on ABC 7.
You like to pay less. That's why you made Honda Accord the best-selling midsize car in America. Get the redesigned Accord, the North American Car of the Year, or Civic, a KBP.com Best Buy for less than the competition. Like SUVs and trucks? Get Motor Trend's SUV of the Year, CRV, the 8-passenger Pilot, or Ridgeline truck for up to $4,240 less today at your local Honda dealer.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
On the next Black Almanac.
Do the Democrats' choice of Andrew Gillum over Gwen Graham and the Republicans' selection of Ron DeSantis over Adam Putnam say voters want a different approach to leading Florida's future? We think so.
You know, we've had so much of the quote-unquote good old boy system for the last, few years. We want something new and fresh.
Sunday morning at 7:30 on ABC 7.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our nation's youth. We believe veterans earn their benefits through their service to our nation. We believe in a strong national security. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion, and we believe it makes a difference. If you believe, learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
And the award doesn't go to the best popular film. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has changed their mind about including a popular film category, at least for this year. The Academy announced the change about a month ago, but internally the members didn't agree to the change, and they voted on Tuesday to rethink it. The issue, no one could really define the meaning of a popular movie. Is it the box office? Is it the actors involved? And they felt the category could derail certain nominees. The Academy says they're still working on improving the show and overall awards program to include a broader scope of movies. Well, a new fitness mirror could help you work out, and a robotic vacuum could help you do the opposite.
The story in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Twitter shuts down Alex Jones.
The right-wing conspiracy theorist and his InfoWars show have been kicked off Twitter permanently. The company says that's because Jones violated a policy against abusive behavior by posting a video showing him berating a journalist.
Twitter also says it will take action against Jones if he tries to get around that ban. This new 40-inch mirror is designed to help you with your home workout. It streams live fitness classes or plays recorded ones. You stand in front of it and watch yourself get fit.
You can even stream your music through it. All that convenience will cost you about $1,500. The newest Roomba is a little less expensive than that. The new i7 Plus remembers your home's floor plan and even empties itself.
Yeah, every time it returns to its base, the dirt is collected, sucked up into a disposable bag. That new Roomba goes on sale early next year. That setup will cost you nearly $1,000.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, sponsored by Sherwin-Williams Paint.
Cozy up to a new look during the Colors Sweet Color Sale. From August 30th to September 10th, ask Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off paints and stains. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store today.
Over the last 24 hours, you've finished preparing him for college. In 24 hours, you'll send him off thinking you've done everything for his well-being. But meningitis B progresses quickly and can be fatal, sometimes within 24 hours. While meningitis B is uncommon, about 1 in 10 infected will die. Like millions of others, your teen may not be vaccinated against meningitis B. Meningitis B strikes quickly. Be quick to talk to your teen's doctor about a meningitis B vaccine.
Nutro. Non-GMO ingredients, no artificial flavors. All the energy dogs need and nothing they don't. Nutro. Feed clean.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. All for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073. Or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Well, it's been 3 days of chaotic and contentious hearings. Will Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh finally be off the hot seat today?
Manatee County school employees are having problems with their paychecks. We'll hear the explanation from the acting school superintendent.
This morning, we're remembering the iconic life of Burt Reynolds, who passed away yesterday. From Smokey and the Bandit to Boogie Nights, we're going to take a look back at his long life on the big screen. Those stories push your weekend forecast. Good morning, Suncoast continues right now.
You know, he hadn't been doing very well the past few years. People were still very surprised that he did pass away.
He did. He'd actually done a movie earlier this year. It was like the last movie star.
Yeah.
Kind of like it paralleled his life in many ways. He was still doing a press tour as of like April and May.
Is that right?
Yeah, he was still doing it.
Cardiac issues, I think I read.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Let's get the forecast now. Here he is, folks, Professor John Scalzi.
He had a big impact on Florida theater as well, owning a dinner theater down in Jupiter, Florida, and he donated a lot of money to various theaters in Florida. He was a good guy. We have across our region quiet conditions right now. Don't expect much in the way of rainfall this morning, but we do have a fair amount of cloud cover around out in Atlantic waters, headed toward Gulf waters. The reason for it, an upper level low spinning around will help enhance rainfall chances later this afternoon. Temperatures are about where they were yesterday, maybe a degree or two cooler. Looking at 75, Wauchula, Arcadia at 76, Mayaca 75. You get close to the coast, you're up in the upper 70s most places. Today, we're looking for a daytime high that tops out around 91, 92 degrees with about a 60% chance of those afternoon showers and thunderstorms. They begin inland, they drift to the coast, similar to what we've seen over the last several days. Changes, though, coming. We'll talk about those in just a few. Back to you guys.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads, you'll see an issue there on 301 southbound as you head toward State Road 70, otherwise pretty clear in Manatee County. Farther south, there's the scene right now in Sarasota County. No problem so far. And as we dip down to the southern portion of our viewing area, we'll find out in the South County region, there is nothing much to report at 5:31 on your Friday morning. Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation hearings are scheduled to end today. Last night, Democrats threatened to disclose some sort of confidential documents, which Republicans called a cheap stunt. ABC's Diane Macedo has the latest.
Overnight, Brett Kavanaugh had a smile on his face as he walked out of a closed-door session with senators, ending a grueling 14-hour day of questions. The White House was quick to praise Kavanaugh after his third day in the hot seat, saying in a statement that Kavanaugh demonstrated extraordinary temperament. Early in Thursday's session, Democrats made a dramatic stand when Senator Cory Booker appeared to flout Senate rules by releasing confidential emails from Kavanaugh's years in the George W. Bush White House, one dealing with racial profiling after 9/11.
I openly invite and accept the consequences of my team releasing that email right now.
Other Democrats also stood with Booker.
Count me in.
Count me in, too. Those Democrats faced possible expulsion for breaking Senate rules, but Republicans claimed it was all a show because the documents had already been released. Roe v. Wade then came into focus when Democrats asked Kavanaugh about an email from 2003 in which he wrote, "I'm not sure that all legal scholars refer to Roe as the settled law of the land at the Supreme Court level, since court can always overrule its precedent." Democrats demanded to know if that was a hint that Kavanaugh will help to overrule the landmark abortion decision.
It was referring to the views of legal scholars.
Kavanaugh also tried to clarify an answer about whether he had ever discussed special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation of President Trump with anyone at a law firm founded by the president's personal lawyer.
I haven't had any inappropriate conversations about that investigation with anyone.
But Senator Kamala Harris wasn't satisfied.
Under oath, you gave no clear answer. But I will ask you again, and for the last time, yes or no, have you ever been part of a conversation with lawyers at the firm of Kasowitz, Benson, Torres about special counsel Mueller or his investigation?
The answer is no.
Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
Victims of California's two largest wildfires are now making insurance claims and now topping $800 million. The state's insurance commissioner says those claims from the Carr and the Mendocino complex fires are expected to climb even higher. Now, the Carr fire alone destroyed 850 homes and damaged about 5,000. 58 homes were destroyed by the Mendocino fire, with nearly 3,000 damaged. Now, because of this season of wildfires, more and more insurers in California are now refusing to renew or write new policies for people in parts of California, especially in those less populated areas. Well, some Good Samaritans are now stepping in to deliver good drinking water to Detroit public schools. Water has been shut down in the public schools there since last month after tests found high level of lead or copper in the water. A teachers union had already collected bottled water, but it needed help to ship it to students. Local companies there have been shipping in and delivering all kinds of bottled water to a storage site that another company donated for the cause. Now, from there, that water will be handed out to schools next week.
It's fantastic. I mean, I think our community partners really stepped up. No questions asked.
So just why is the water in Detroit so bad? Well, the city's water department blames the aging pipes for the water shutdown, and it said the water is safe in the rest of the city.
It's fantastic.
Manatee County School District employees are having trouble with their paychecks now. Many teachers are only receiving a fraction of what they are owed. The district says it's the new payroll software causing the problems. The acting superintendent is urging employees to report any issues, and she's also asking for patience.
It's a painful process for all of us, and we're aware and we're working on it, and it's our job to make sure that things are running smoothly so that our employees are able to do the job that they're hired to do and not have to worry about their paycheck.
Cynthia Saunders said the issue should be corrected in the next few months.
Well, no more waiting at the Sarasota airport, wishing that that hotel shuttle would arrive. The Hampton Inn and Suites at SRQ is replacing their airport shuttle service with Uber Central to offer guests free transportation to and from the airport. Now, this is an interesting idea. Instead of waiting for a hotel shuttle, guests will be assigned a personal Uber driver to take them directly to and from the hotel. Now, the hotel says providing a personal Uber ride to each guest is a little bit more efficient than the ongoing cost of maintaining a hotel-operated shuttle and for staff members to drive it.
The future has also arrived for a Charlotte County neighborhood. Babcock Ranch unveiled plans, get this, for self-driving school buses. Yeah, the buses are the first of their kind, and they're supposed to start shuttle transportation later on this fall. Over 300 students are expected to use these new buses. For now, the buses will use a designated pickup and drop-off area, but designers plan to eventually offer door-to-door service on demand through a mobile app. The Jetsons are here.
They are. So how confident are you, Ray, in your driving skills?
Pretty good.
Okay. Well, a new program could keep you in the driver's seat if you feel that you're not so confident in your abilities. Sarasota Memorial Hospital is offering a driver evaluation and rehab program for anyone who feels a little uncomfortable or uneasy with their current skills, but doesn't necessarily want to give up their license. Now, the program can help spot some weaknesses and also give you some recommendations to improve your driving. You can find out more about this program online at mysuncoast.com.
I will drive you there.
Oh.
The first night of preliminary competition at Miss America is over, and guess what? Miss Florida took home top honors so far. Good sign. Taylor Tyson won with her piano skills. 23 years old, from Jupiter, same place as Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Graduate from Florida Atlantic University. So the final competition is broadcast from Atlantic City Sunday night at 9 p.m. right here on ABC 7.
Well, he first broke out that sexy mustache on the big screen almost 50 years ago. This morning, millions are remembering the iconic actor Burt Reynolds. He died yesterday after having a heart attack, and there is no one better to tell this story than CNN's Jenny Moose with his life and legacy.
From clean-shaven to mustachioed to bearded, Burt Reynolds' brand was good old boy.
Break a one, this is the Bandit.
When Smokey and the Bandit made it big at the box office, sales of that Pontiac Trans Am soared. Cool behind the wheel, cool with the ladies.
Why don't you slip into something comfortable?
He called Sally Field the one who got away. Burt was married twice. His second marriage to Lonnie Anderson ended in a nasty divorce that was fodder for the tabloids and earned Burt a consoling call on Larry King Live from a fellow actor.
I mean, forget all this crap that's going on in your life. You're a superman.
Years later,
you loom large in my mind. You're Burt Reynolds.
In his memoir, Burt said, "I wasn't interested in challenging myself as an actor. I was interested in having a good time." But he did challenge himself in Deliverance.
You don't beat it. Don't beat this river.
Anything you turned down you regretted?
You mean women-wise?
Either way, women or film.
That was a crude, sexist remark, and I apologize to everyone for it.
But he did turn down roles in films that became huge, from Star Wars to Terms of Endearment to Pretty Woman. He said yes to Boogie Nights.
Jack Warner, filmmaker. I make exotic pictures.
His role as a porn filmmaker won him a Golden Globe. And then there was the time he bared all on a bearskin rug in Cosmo magazine. He later said he regretted it for taking attention away from his serious film, Deliverance. Boy, did he deliver in appearances with Johnny Carson. Their whipped cream battle was cream of the crop comedy. Burt Reynolds didn't just play a good old boy, he lived it. Jeannie Mo, CNN, New York.
Oh, I never saw that with Carson. He was a good old boy. My favorite Burt Reynolds movies span his career. Deliverance was one of my favorites, and Boogie Nights, like she mentioned, too, was
Boogie
one of my
Nights. He has
favorites.
such a soothing presence on the screen. It was hard to see him in the past few years. He just didn't look great, obviously.
I had to cover Ray's eyes in that photo of him on that rug in front of the fireplace.
I didn't need
Ray's not mature enough to see that.
I didn't need to see that anyway.
Oh, R.I.P. Burt Reynolds, man. He was one of the greats.
541 still ahead. Happening today, the federal government will open a disaster loan outreach center on Holmes Beach. How it'll help businesses that lost money from red tide.
And right now, let's take a look outside at downtown Sarasota. Not a bad morning shaping up. Over to John Scalzi now for a quick look at the rest of the day and the weekend.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. A lot of people heading to the beach this weekend, no doubt about it. And we've got some good news from marine spotters at the various beaches. A lot of green flags flying, indicating no red tide toxins or irritants in the air, giving any kind of respiratory distress, according to the spotters that were at those beaches. So that's good news. A couple of beaches still having the low category. Today, at about 4 or 5 o'clock, we'll have the brand new update on the red tide concentrations in the water. And I suspect we'll continue to see a downturn in the number of concentrations in the water itself. So good news, I hope, there. We're looking at a generally an easterly wind flow continuing to take those toxins, pushing back out into open waters of the Gulf. Sky cover will probably feature a few scattered showers and thunderstorms later today. So if you're taking a beach walk, 3 beach balls out of 4. Forecast in a second.
Judy here, I think hospice was a tremendous source of support for her.
Absolutely. With Jennifer and Kimberly and Liza's constant contact with us, coming in, just knowing that there was someone with knowledge there to back us up, to answer our questions, it made a world of difference.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid. Your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Watch Saturdays at midnight on ABC 7. Premieres September 8th.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes. Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
A 74-degree air temperature, dew point value coming in at about the same. We have an east-northeast wind at about 8, and that east wind will continue to drive showers in from the Atlantic coastline, giving us a slight chance of showers by the time we hit noontime, but a much better chance as we hit 3 o'clock. Those showers and thunderstorms getting closer to the coastline, starting to explode into thunderstorms, big ones that possibly, like we had yesterday, just off Gulf waters. We had some very large storms. And then by 7 o'clock tonight, things start to wind down. But we also have an upper level low that's spinning around out in the Atlantic waters, moving toward the Gulf waters. And that's going to help enhance our rainfall chances just a little bit today. Plenty of showers already in progress, more than we had yesterday. And that is an indication of the support that's being given to this development of these showers by that upper level system. Right now, everything quiet across the Suncoast. Think the morning commute should be dry, but later on today, we'll watch that low pressure area, that big spin in the atmosphere, kind of move right across the state. High pressure, the dominant weather feature in the Atlantic, bringing us that easterly wind flow. And as we progress through time, we'll watch that low move out into the Gulf. That will allow the high to sink southward. As that happens, we'll start to see the wind shift to a more westerly direction, pushing weekend showers toward the other coast. So we get a chance of morning showers, late morning, early afternoon showers near the coastline, and then everything gets pushed inland. And by later in the afternoon, everything gets pushed well inland to the point where it's out of our viewing area. So I think that that probably will occur on Sunday. Saturday, kind of a transition day. Today, certainly, we'll have those storms that will move from inland areas toward the coast. So good rain chances today. Southwest wind, that'll start developing by Sunday. And then we are watching the tropics all weekend long. Florence, a storm that certainly bears watching for the mid-Atlantic states. And then two other tropical waves have the potential for developing, and in pretty short order as well. 90% chance of developing over a 5-day period. This one up front here, probably the first one to develop. That tropical wave has a 90% chance of developing over a 2-day period. If it does develop, it'll be called Helene. The one behind it will be called Isaac. We could have 3 storms out in the Atlantic waters as we head into next week. Here's Florence. Forecast track for it continues to bring it westward. The model consensus does have a little bit of a spread, but then we'll watch this low pressure area move perhaps close to the United States as we head into next week. We'll have to watch that. And then the other tropical wave that we have to watch bears watching as well, because it moves westward toward the Leeward and Windward Islands, and that too will be perhaps a player in the forecast next week. We'll watch for a east wind coming in at about 10 knots this afternoon, and then for the forecast, 92 for today's high, same thing tomorrow. As we head into the weekend, that transition to a more westerly wind pushes showers into interior sections. Back to you.
Thank you so much, John. Take a look outside and check on your first alert traffic. Starting off in Manatee County, no real delays there. Most everything's looking pretty good. Just one little hot spot there to tell you about. Then in Sarasota County, those roads are not looking too bad. Fruitville and Bee Ridge, just a few delays right now. Traffic is starting to slow down just a little bit at this hour. And then headed farther south, 75 and 41. A little bit delayed as you go through Venice on 41, but otherwise not too much to speak of there. 549, that's your first alert traffic. Well, red tide has been tough on people wanting to get to the beach, enjoy their vacation, or just avoid that smell. But it's been worse for business owners. It's really been tough on their bottom line.
Our Marla Spence is live outside a temporary help center that opens today on Holmes Beach. Marla?
Yeah, guys, many businesses here on the Suncoast just could not catch a break during that red tide outbreak. Just last month alone, Sarasota County reported more than $1.4 million in damages. Now, as you can imagine, many businesses like waterfront restaurants, retail shops, and local water sports and recreational businesses have been hit hard since the red tide outbreak. Many people even canceling their trips and hotel reservations due to red tide. Now, last month, many local restaurants reported a 70% drop in business compared to the same time last year. Now, as you all may remember, last month Governor Rick Scott requested the Federal Small Business Administration to issue an economic injury disaster declaration for red tide, which would provide small businesses with low interest loans so businesses could recover. Well, today that help is officially here. A loan outreach center will be set up in welcoming small business owners today, and representatives will be on hand to provide information about disaster loans and also answer questions. Now, for that help, business owners can come out to the Island Branch Library on Holmes Beach. Today, the center will be open at 11 o'clock this morning, but starting next week, the center will be open Monday through Friday from 9 in the morning to 6 in the evening, and the center will also be open on Saturdays from 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. Now, no appointments are necessary for those businesses who are interested and who do need relief and help from red tide. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, 5:50 right now. We'll come back and update the day's top news headlines, including a big meeting last night at Sarasota City Hall.
That's right, some revealing plans. We'll have it next for you, watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Welcome back. It is 5:54, and that is a look outside our tower cam. Nice morning shaping up so far. Not too bad out there, just at the hour. All right, moving on. Here are some of the top stories that we've been following for you today on the Suncoast.
Sarasota City Commissioners approved a $300 million plan to develop 53 acres along the Sarasota Bayfront. No word yet as to how this will be paid for.
Plus, no more waiting at the Sarasota airport, wishing that hotel shuttle would arrive. The Hampton Inn & Suites at SRQ is replacing their airport shuttle with personal Uber service for each guest going to and from the airport.
And confirmation hearings should end today for Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. The Senate Judiciary Committee votes in 2 weeks, and if all goes well, the full Senate will vote next month.
And now over to John Scalzi for one last look at the weather this hour.
So we have three things that we'll be covering in the next hour, I think. One is good rain chances for today, aided by an upper level low. Our rain chances enhanced today, but a wind shift over the weekend will reduce our rain chances, at least for half of the weekend. We'll talk about that. Plus, we're very attentive to the tropics over the course of the next probably 5 days. There are systems that could affect the United States, and they will be in the Atlantic moving westward over the course of the next 3 or 4 days. We'll have those details coming up in a few.
All right, thank you, John. Well, my better half was busy last night, so guess what I did? Don't say it. I actually watched the commission meeting last night where hundreds packed City Hall. What a nerd, I know.
I know, but I do love that you poured yourself a glass of wine and made yourself a little cheese board while he did it. That's the part of the story he likes to leave out.
Yes, but the good news is I did post some pictures of the artist rendering of the plan. So if you get a chance, stop by my Facebook page, Ray Collins, ABC7, and you'll see some of the aerial views and the artist renderings of what will be happening on the Bayfront now.
That's right, and if you go over to Stephanie Webb at ABC7, my Facebook page, you're going to see some very casual pictures of Ray and what he looks like when we're not on camera here in the studio.
Never safe with her, that camera handy. Yeah.
I will catch you. I'll catch you.
Behind the scenes shots. So have more news next hour, including the weekend forecast from John Scalzi and also your traffic updates. So stay with us right here on ABC7.